Hey friends, it's Armstrong here from Other Miniatures, and I'm on a Sisters of Battle building spree. This box set, I was actually complaining about how Games Workshop is doing that everything on the sprue is in the wrong place. I have to retract it. Most of the pieces are actually bundled together, so constructing of the sisters themselves was very easy. And I already started applying some paints on not on the miniatures. I actually decided with Rhino because I think that from all of those pieces, Rhino is probably the most familiar to me. I built, I don't know, 50 of them, maybe more in my lifetime. So I started applying paint on the inside of the Rhino just to have it painted, because I want the doors to be removable, so I want people to be able to have a look inside as well. So there's going to be some weathering, some pastels going to be thrown in there as well. But let's just switch on the table and see how the sisters look after building. I still don't have Seraphims put on the bases. But I'm going to say about my concerns while I was building the minis and what I'm thinking about the finished product. Well, not finished yet because I still have to paint them, but that's probably going to be next video, after I paint them. So yeah, let's just get on the table and start looking at that. So how you most likely can imagine, when you get on the building spree with the minis, you really get into it. So in here we have the Sister Superior, or whatever it's gonna be called, at the end. The little detail of the bionic leg really tickle my fancy. I like to have bionic pieces on my miniatures. And I actually have a little bit of a problem with the modern Sisters of Battle. In my opinion, they are not sexualized enough, and I know that may be a little bit controversial to say, but the previous models of Sisters of Battle was very sexualized. And I was thinking about them as a little bit of a sluttish influence over the Empire of Men, so it was kind of working for me as a background element to them, especially that they was at some stage called the Emperor's Concubines. But generally a very nice and detailed model. I like how much cloth is there on the miniatures, because the cloth is probably one of the hardest and at the same time one of the easiest material to paint for minis. I'm still thinking about color scheme for them, and most of the sisters are red, white or blue. I'm actually considering browns and teals right now, but let's just get to the next mini. So in here, I have a standard bearer. This is the only sister that I actually put the helmet on. I know that I was complaining about the heads, but I decided to give them a chance. And even the Sister Superior, she looks like like a proper nun. She have this kind of stoic face, which I actually learned to enjoy. But in here we have the standard bearer. A very easy miniature to assemble. Only issue was the head. I cut off all of the heads together, and picking the right one for her was quite a struggle. Like I said, I ran out of the unhelmeted head, so I just gave her one with the helmet. And I just think that she's carrying the little shrine with her as a banner. I think that it kind of fit the aesthetic. Like I said, the armors are kind of making coverage of the more accented pieces in the old Sisters of Battle. Of course, I don't gonna show the old ones in this video because I didn't prepare for that, but I have old ones, so I'm gonna bring them out whenever I'm gonna be talking about this again. In here you have one of the, oh lovely, I haven't cut off a piece in here. Oh, professional. I think that I should be called already a professional YouTuber. So yes, when I was cleaning sprues, for some reason I haven't actually cleaned up the front here. Of course, I'm still gonna be doing a little bit of a cleanup before paint job. Here's the next sister, and like I said, when you look at the face, this is again my biggest issue with them. The faces are a little bit chunky, and the second issue, like I said, not emphasized enough for me. Yeah, like, okay, I can actually forgive this for the Sisters of Battle, yeah, but if they're gonna do this to the Demons of Slaanesh, I'm gonna just go so disappointed. Yeah, but again, a nice mini, and this one probably gonna be one of the easiest to paint. Yeah, because when you look at the others, you know, there is some nooks and crannies that's gonna be problematic. And I think it is exactly the same mini. Yeah, it is a copy. So I have two copies of the same miniature. Yeah. And you know, like, to be completely honest, I don't like doubles. I never liked those. But they are pretty much unavoidable when you have a bigger army. So yeah, how you can see, little bits of spruce still stock on the backpack. I'm actually thinking about replacing those backpacks with some of the aftermarket ones. But still, you know, this is just a thought. I'm still gonna paint them as they are. So yeah, this one, a little bit of motion, yeah. And I said about what I don't like about those sisters already, yeah. Now let's go into what I like about them. First of all, they are plastic, so they are not breaking like the metal ones did. You know, metal ones, the arms would fall off constantly, backpack would break. It was basically a constant nightmare to keep those sisters together. Yeah, like my ones are actually washed out because I cleaned them up. But you can see, you know, it is a decent looking miniature. There is not much of a problem, and I know that she have a twinsy. Let me just have a look for her. Is that this one? Yeah, I might have just put the head in the wrong way, in a different way, but they are twinsies. There is a little bit of a play with the hands. Yeah, like you can see, I probably just assembled the hand a little bit wrong in here, but they are doubles again. Yeah, so you know, for this box, of course, I don't have any reason to complain. The box was relatively cheap for what Games Workshop normally charge for their minis, and I'm not saying that the Sisters of Battle are cheap, that any minis from Games Workshop are cheap. In general, I think that they are extremely overpriced. Yeah, and next set of twinsies. Yeah, in here there was no much of a play with the arms and whatever, but I still managed to have them looking a little bit different. I swapped the heads around with a different mini. So this one is looking, you know, where the bolter is pointing, this one is looking where she is running. Yeah, and again, you know, all of the cloth of the Sisters of Battle really works for me. You know, ceramite armor is a brilliant little detail, and of course all of the Inquisition paraphernalia works. Yeah, so two more. Next one. This one is probably my favorite. This one, how you can see, is wearing a gas mask. Yeah, why is she carrying a gas mask? Well, because she's a purifier. Yeah, a flamethrower wielding Sister of Battle. Only thing I'm missing, because she have a jet fuel canisters on the backpack. Yeah, I think that this could be replaced with a giant fuel tank and a pipe going to the flamer. Yeah, but I understand, you know, that Sisters of Battle are not that heavy. Still, they wear power armor, so, you know, kind of, it could go both ways, really. Yeah, but, you know, she only have replacement canisters of fuel. So, in my opinion, inefficient in the battle, generally looks good to me. Yeah, I would like to see a little bit more detail in the hairs. Yeah, but this can be done within painting process. And I think this is not the last one of the regular sisters. This one, you know, I have problem with that head. I couldn't actually fit it in properly. I think that might be from a different sister, but whatever. She's a heavy bolter wielding one. Yeah, and I have to admit that how they cut the mini was actually very good, because like part of the bolter was already attached to the body. Yeah, of course it is horrible for conversions. Yeah, converting those minis is probably going to be quite a challenge. Yeah, but generally this one is a okay. I'm not a massive fan of her, but she is still, you know, a good looking mini. And, you know, twin linked, it's not heavy bolter, what they call them, stone bolter, is a nice addition, you know, normally carried by Terminators. So yeah, what's next? Oh, This is a part of the Sister Repentia squad. She is the one that is leading them and whipping them into frenzy. So that's why she have 2 whips, yeah, to help them maintain, the devotion and I don't know, madness, I guess. Yeah. Only thing I know that this whip, if I ain't gonna be extremely careful with the mini, and I tend not to be, gonna be broken in a year time at best. Yeah. Oh, I missed one. There we have like a squad leader. Again, I struggle with the head. I couldn't actually figure out where this head goes. Then I realized that she's looking at her sword, and then I was like, yeah, this is the squad leader. And I like that she is a little bit junky, with the bionic eye. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of bionics for any kind of my armies, so again, win for me. Yeah, now Sisters Repentia. Again, I have a full squad of Metal Sisters Repentia, and they were always my favorite. Yeah. So in here, again, they are looking like a youth of the sisters or whatever. Yeah, you can see that she have a band put over her eyes, and she is with like blades on her chest and whatever. It is a punishment. Being Repentia is a punishment. They have the eviscerators to go into the battle, and basically if they survive, they may regain their dignity and become back sisters, I guess. Not sure. Yeah. And then we have twinsies that comes in that set. So 2 identical sisters. Only thing I did, I actually switched the faces on them. Yeah, and again, I don't feel like those minis are sexualized enough for what they are representing. Yeah, it is my gripe with the entire design of the miniatures. They were always supposed to be over-sexualized. That was the entire idea when they was created. And of course, I know that Games Workshop is going away from the initial ideas. Yeah, but I still like them. Yeah, it is like she looks like someone leading this entire Sister Repentia squad. So maybe she's at the edge of forgiveness or something. Yeah, so all of those cloth gonna be fun to paint. All of those skin gonna be a nightmare because I'm not that great at skin. Yeah, and now Arco-flagellants. Yeah, these are a converted nightmares that go into the battle pretty much. Yeah, you can see that they are pumped with drugs constantly to help them survive, even the grievous wounds. I would say that, for Sisters of Battles, those guys, the Arco-flagellants and of course twinsies, yeah, only difference is the head, are like flayed ones for a Necrons. Yeah, and don't worry, I have Necrons as well. So yeah. And in here is the 3rd one, which is a different one. And I have to admit that, I did hate the original flayed ones. They only have this kind of weapons, and they kind of always look junky, and of course because they were metal, they always broke off. Even when you pinned them, there was still quite a hassle. Those ones are acceptable. Yeah, I wouldn't say that I love them, but they are acceptable. And now the Seraphims. Yeah, there is not enough to say, about how much I love those minis. Yeah, very simple. There is no overflow of cloth to mess up the minis. So I think that whoever designed them did actually spot on job. Yeah, and I'm really happy about how those minis looks like. And that I'm picky about my minis, yeah. And these ones actually look good. And again, there is a set of twinsies. And actually there are 2 sets of twinsies. And I don't think that, this is gonna be very noticeable when going into the battle. Yeah, again, the heads are a little bit meh. Yeah, but they used to do them much better in the older minis, which is surprising. Yeah, and second set of twinsies. In here, Yeah, again, dual wielding, which gives you technically one extra attack, unless it's something changed in the newer editions. In the last edition, extra weapon was giving you extra attack. Yeah, again, I love those minis. And of course, there is a captain, or whatever you want to call her. She has a sword and the plasma pistol. Of course, plasma pistol for helping you punch through the heavier enemies. Yeah, chunkier, stronger, more, substantial in the battle. I don't know. I think that they on the box set the arm was probably lifted up. Let me just see. But I tend not to build stuff as on the box set, so yeah. Maybe it was actually down. It seems like it was down. It's here. Yeah, I still have to mount them on the flight bases, but if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna mess up the flight bases during the paint job. So there's no point of doing that. Yeah. And now, Penitent engine. Yeah. Come on, this is barely visible. Penitent engine is this robot on the box, yeah? And I started assembling it, and then I realized that if I'm gonna assemble it without painting, there's gonna be no way of accessing the inside of it and having everything painted as it should be. Yeah, like you can see, this guy, his punishment is driving the Penitent engine and being at the front of it. So to survive the battle, well, he have quite few combat drops on his back, being pumped into him constantly. So yeah, I think that those guys are replaceable parts inside of the Penitent engine. But generally, they want them to survive at least one battle, so they pump the drugs into them. Yeah, let's put those little babes back to the box. And let's talk about a Rhino. Yeah. So, like I said, I know Rhino is the one model that I know, by heart when it comes to this box set. Yeah. So yeah, what I started with Rhino is, of course, the sides and a floor. I cut out, most of the pieces for the Rhino, and of course I already misplaced one, so yes, awesome. Being me is just so great. Yeah, but I'm gonna find it in a few seconds. I don't worry about that. Yes, there it is. It's just gray, so it is kind of melding with the table. So yeah, why don't I want to assemble it straight away? Again, the thing is, I want to have a swinging doors on the back, and I want to have this plate being replaceable in case if I get the turrets to be able to replace them. So this plate is sitting in here roughly. Yeah, I want it to be just pressure fit, so I can pop it out and replace it with this plate to place a turret on top of it. Sisters of Battle do not have too many turrets, but they do have some. So this would work for me, yeah. But when I do that, or even if I leave the, just the tank standing, and I gonna leave the back open, and the tank gonna be standing on the shelf showing, the inside, I want this part to be painted. Yeah. Usually I just glue everything shut, so I don't have to worry about it. But this time around, I'm actually on such a kick that I want to paint the inside. Yeah. And there is one more thing. I started working on Inquisition add-on to my Sisters of Battle. This is the Cromunda House of Cawdor, one of those high-tech houses. Yeah, miniature. I replaced the head of the mini with the skull, and now I'm just contemplating what kinds of war gear gave him. I'm thinking about sniper rifle. So I'm gonna have to find a sniper rifle and give it to him. So he's gonna be my eviscerator assassin, or whatever they are called. Yeah, at least one of them. Yeah, just want to add to the thing. And I have already a box of I'm trying to remember the starter box from last year that I bought for Warhammer. Oh my god, I have a brain freeze. Basically for the Warhammer Fantasy, whatever the name is right now, yeah, Age of Sigmar. I bought the starter box, and they are like 3 kind of heavy fantasy guys, you know, holding shields. I think that I'm gonna make them into the knights for my Inquisitor. So I have Inquisitors, I have a couple of them. I have male Inquisitors, I have female Inquisitor, but I have one female Inquisitor with a chase car. I want to use that Inquisitor to add to my forces, and I'm gonna use her as my like main Inquisitor for the force. Yeah, but this is it for today. So if you like this video, please rate, comment, subscribe. I know that it was a bit ranty, but you know, I just like to talk about my hobby. Yeah, and of course, you know, everybody have a lovely day and take care. Bye.